Hello, it's Stephanie with Coffee Paper Scissors. You guys, I am finally finished with this journal. I tried to do a video of the journal cover and my editing process was very difficult and I gave up. So I'm sorry, but I don't have that to show you guys. I did some slow stitching. So I don't even remember if I've shown you this because I was showing that in the video I was trying to make. So if not, I've done some slow stitching here and here, here and here. First time doing that in a journal, so that was kind of fun. It made my hands tired. And then I have a big button on the front and the back, kind of where the lace is attached up underneath. I thought that would be cute to do this time. And then I've got some vintage trims here and there that I've stitched down, and some doilies. And then the closure is this lace. I have really cute little charms. Let's see if I can tell that that's blurry. Anyway, so I've got the cute little charms there. So the tie is double bowed, so it opens once and then opens a second time. So it's really long. If whoever purchases decides they don't want those so long, then they can just trim that down. So let's go on in and see what we have. Alrighty. So we have fabric pockets in the front and the back. They're the same. Basically, it looks the same in the front and the back. Couple of things inside. I went and got some paint swatches from Home Depot. I embossed, and then I took a permanent ink and just went over the top of it to have it show up a little bit more. And then there's a little glittery tag there, one of the leaves that we made in a little charm. And then a recipe card. I really like to put recipe cards in my journals, well, for a couple reasons. I have tons of them, but then also food, you know, is something that we associate, you know, memories with. So a little leaf there. And then we made these together. It's been so long ago. Cute little squirrel there. And then here, I believe we did this together. We have a journaling card here with a tag in it. And then two there, just covered on the back for journaling. And then a little flippy. And then I made these little charms here. This, I have the individual letters that you can stamp, so they look a little off on purpose. And then I used embossing powder over the top of them to, you know, set it. It's on the front and the back. And then there's just a couple of little pieces of paper that I added to it. Some washi sticker there, a little punched out trim on the side. And we just have these cards, all you know, can write on the backs of them. You can also write here and over here. So this is that mulberry paper. And you know how we take napkins and use a glue stick to put it on? I did the same thing with the mulberry paper and it totally works. I really like that because I have you know, quite a bit of mulberry paper, and sometimes I'll use it as an actual page, but I think, you know, it's so thin, and is it, you know, a good use of it? So I decided to try backing. So I backed, what did I back? Oh, I backed this coloring page. Isn't that cute? I have some of those, you know, just adult, I guess, coloring books, and a couple of them were like kind of fall themed. Anyway, I backed the back of it with the mulberry paper, and I like the way that turned out. Trim with some fabric with some rickrack there, and then the charms here are little leaf charms, a little leaf charm, and then just some beads. And the other side of it. I really actually like that. So I think that is the way I'll use my mulberry paper from now on, because I don't know. Okay, so we have some leaf that I glued down and stitched over. Opens up. Gigantic journaling card, lots of journaling space here. So we have a couple things you can write on the back. And that is just being held in there with a paper clip. This just opens up for journaling. Just trim. This is a little handmade with love button. You can get those on Amazon. I bought them a really long time ago, so. The end of this signature, we did these together. It's so pretty. I love these things. Another paint chip, and I embossed it as well. Same thing. Graphics fairy image. And then this one is just a journaling card with a little tag tuck on the side. I had, you know, whatever was in here, it kept on just falling out. So I kept having to add things to the pocket to try and get it to tighten up, because things weren't staying put. So hopefully that'll do it. Okay, this we did together. Man, when I look at that, I think, goodness, that was a long time ago. I guess when you take a trip to Texas for a week, it does kind of put things off. This little edge is coming up, so I'm just going to put a little dab of glue and glue that down. Okay, so this you untie and it opens up for journaling, and we did that together. I don't really want to untie it, but you get the idea. There's journaling on both sides, the flap and everything. Another little flippy here with another one of the little things I made. This one says pumpkin. More journaling cards. This one is just I know it has like flowers and stuff, but it has the chipmunk, so I thought it went. Maybe we'll pretend those are fall flowers. I did this. I don't know if I did this one, but I showed it in a Pocket Wednesday. So, you know, he shows through on the picture frame. This one we did together. It opens up. So there's lots of journaling on the inside. And lots of journaling on the back sides. And then I put that down sideways, but you know, you get the idea. It's a journaling card going this direction. Anyway. Come on, there we go. Again, this is something we did so long ago. We made these together using a bunch of scraps to cover the envelopes. And then the leaves that were from the die cut, I just stitched down on the belly band. Cute fabric here, little extra things from an old doily, actually. This is cute. I found these on the Graphics Fairy website. Some little coloring pages, but I shrunk them down and made a journaling card out of it. This is from an Ideals magazine that I had used the edge of it with the leaves. And so I just cut out the Lesson of the Oak and backed it and stuck it in there. And then a couple of tiny little tags there. You can't journal on the back unless you use a white pen, but I thought they were cute. And this is, it just goes over the top. Lots of journaling inside. Put that back on there. Fumbling hands. So since I'm done with this, I finally get to go out and do some yard work today. I have to do some cleanup, fall cleanup. Hopefully I've not been totally out. I didn't show you the charms here. So this one has a whatever that is. Is it a porcupine? I can't tell for sure. And then just beads. That flips open. This one, or maybe that's the porcupine. Maybe I don't know my animals as well as I should. I don't know what it is. Okay. And this one goes up. There's a little bit of bending on the paper there. I think it's from all my sewing in and moving things around. But it can be flattened. Okay, this one has a pocket here and then a pocket back in the back. And then another flippy, and this one says harvest. More of the mulberry paper, and this one has mushrooms on it. And we have a little fox and beads. And then this one we did together, it flips out. And then you have to kind of open it up with your fingers to poke it back in. That is a paper clip that goes over to hold this. This actually, it's like a vintage old piece of paper that, let's see, it opens somewhere. There it is. Like an old stationery, piece. I had just one piece, no envelope, but it's kind of upside down so you can see the leaf. Otherwise the leaf would be up underneath the thing. Here is a page from a fall cookbook. So cute little recipes in there. And that is just, well, it's stuck down. This flips out. And so I just have it kind of where you can poke it in there. Belly band. Another one from an old set of stationery. And then a recipe card. This flips out, lots of journaling there. I really like this paper. I got it from Hobby Lobby. Oh, and there's a pocket here. Cute little leaf charm. And then, isn't that pretty? And then another one, peanut butter pie, pumpkin cobbler, and creamy turkey casserole. So this is in my Etsy shop if you're interested. This opens up for journaling. It's stuck down with a magnet and then just a simple tag. I didn't ink the back. I'm gonna leave that out so I can ink the back. Another flippy and another one of these. They're dark in the back, but you can still write on those. A pen, it'll show up, totally show up. And then another one of these. I think this is the one we made together. Another recipe card. And then this is the other envelope that we made. I don't know if we made both envelopes together. Anyway, that's stuck down in a little pocket. I added the little leaves there on the side. And then it's double, so you can put, I put it down so that, you know, that's the back one and that's the front one. So there's two actually pockets there, but I only put stuff in the front one. And then there's the little charm and beads. Another flip out. So we have this journaling card, another little recipe card, and this journaling card. Another little flippy here. And then this opens up, and then I attached it so that there could be a little journaling card inside. This opens up. I have my Made by Me. And then inside is another little coloring page. And the back. Cute little button on here. And then the back one, another one of the paint chips with the same things hanging off. And a recipe card. All right, you guys, so that's it for fall for me. Moving on to the next thing. I don't know what it's gonna be yet. I hope you like it. I attached another little leaf there. Go over and check it out in my Etsy shop if you're interested, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.